Dr. Jessie John, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, University, Jaipur. Today we are discussing about the anatomy of the stomach. So, you know all about the stomach. Actually, we have studied in 12th. Okay. Then we start. The stomach is the most distensible and widest part of our digestive tract. And it is the reservoir of our food and kidneys. It is connected to the esophagus, upper part here, and below here it is connected to the duodenum. Now we see some parts of anatomy of the stomach. First is the location, then shape and capacity. Location, it is lying in the upper abdominal region and it is occupying most of the part of the left hypochondrium and some part of the ischium and the umbilical region. You will see the shape. It is J shape and very empty stomach. And if it is distended with the stomach, distended with the food, then it moves in transverse line. Now we will see the capacity of the stomach. It is the varying because that is dependent upon the body of the person. It has the 30 ml capacity in the very neonates and infants, and it is the capacity of the 1 liter in the adult. Now we see the external features. So these are the hands. There are 2 hands, and the curvatures. There are 2 curvatures, and the surfaces. These are also 2, and some notches. So first we will discuss about the hands. There are 2 hands. This is the cardiac hand. Another is the pyloric hand. Cardiac hand, there is a cardiac orifice. To the cardiac orifice, stomach is connected to the esophagus, and here is the pyloric part of the stomach. Here is the pyloric sphincter or the pyloric orifice. Through this pyloric orifice, it is connected to the duodenum. Now we will see the curvature. So there are 2 types of the curvature. This is the lesser curvature, and this is the greater curvature. Lesser curvature and greater curvature, more and less in the length respectively. Surfaces, there are 2 surfaces. The stomach, the surface that is facing the anterior abdominal wall, that is the anterior surface, and the surface that behind the stomach, that is facing the posterior abdominal wall, that is the posterior surface. Now we'll see the notches. So this is the cardiac notch. Here you can see here through this cardiac notch, the greater curvature is separated from the esophagus. Here you can see this is the lesser curvature, and the most dependent part of the lesser curvature, this is the called incisura angularis. This is the notch. So if we draw an imaginary line from the incisura angularis to the greater curvature, so this line divides the complete abdomen into 2 parts. This part is the cardiac part, and this is the pyloric part. Pyloric part is again divided into 2 parts, that is the fundus and the body. If we draw an imaginary line to the cardiac notch to the greater orifice, so this imaginary line again divided this cardiac part into 2 parts, that is the fundus and the body. Fundus is occupied with gas, and body, there are numerous mucosal glands. So what is the characteristic of this mucosal gland? There are all secretory cells present in this mucosal gland. There is the mucosa, and they secrete the mucus only, and the peptic cell and the parietal cells. Now we see the pyloric part. It is divided into again 2 parts. This is the pyloric antrum, and this is the pyloric canal. Pyloric canal is 2.5 cm long tubular structure, and here you can see this sulcus intermedius. So through this sulcus intermedius, we can differentiate from the pyloric antrum to the pyloric canal. So this is all about the parts of the stomach. Now we will see that interior of the stomach. So we can see that the stomach wall is composed of the 4 layers. First is mucosa, and some mucosa, muscular wall, and serosa. So we can see these all layers are from the inner to the heart. Mucosa is composed of columnar epithelium. So there are many kinds of the mucosa. Some mucosa, this is the connective tissue and muscular wall. There are the smooth muscles, and these fibers are arranged in 3 types. First is longitudinal fibers, and middle circular fibers, and third there are oblique fibers. And mucosa is lined by the peritoneal lining. In very empty stomach, the mucosa is thrown into the some foods that is called glucose. If it is distended with some foods, that is glucose disappeared. Now we will see the relation of the stomach. So there are peritoneal relation and visceral relations. We will talk about the visceral relation first because it is very important. Some structures that present anteriorly to the stomach and some structures that present behind the stomach. The structures that present behind the stomach that constitutes the head of the stomach, because the stomach rests upon all of these structures. So we will continue the rest of the part in our next session. So thank you so much.